The African artist with the most attended concert in Africa. I'm talking about on the continent of Africa, not outside the continent of Africa, because we have the likes of Burna Boy and a lot of others stopping outside the continent of Africa. Right now, we're going to talk about Africa, how Africans are really in love with you. This data was shared by a particular platform, and now a lot of people are really responding to that. Cassper, in your verse, South African rapper, actually shared this post celebrating his 3 spots on that list. We have to celebrate this guy because it is not easy for a rapper to fill up a stadium. That is one thing I got to understand by this many story that is trending out on social media. When you talk about concerts, a lot of people, a lot of African countries are doing better than Nigeria. That is something you need to understand. But when you talk about streams, Nigeria is doing better. That is one thing a lot of us understand by this particular list. We see Congolese artists topping that list. A lot of them are really doing well enough for themselves and they are not complaining about it. Permit me to start from number 5. On number 5, we have Cassper with 68,000 capacity. That is actually a big one for this guy. And he did that years ago. And can he do that right now? It's not easy to do that as a rap artist. That is one thing I believe about the whole story. But this guy, we have to give him some props up and accolades at a time like this. On number 4, we have Davido. A lot of people can really make reference to that in Africa because it's not easy to fill up a stadium or an event in Africa based on the economic hardship on the people and based on the logistics system in Africa. But these guys are really doing numbers and we have to commend them to an extent. On number 3, we have P-Square. P-Square did 80,000 persons at a particular stadium, and now these guys are really clamoring to do more, and we have to celebrate Nigeria on this particular list for having upper hands in all it takes in entertainment. That is a domination from Nigeria to an extent. Number 2 and number 1 will shock a lot of persons. That is one thing I believe about the whole thing. On number 2, we have Fally Ipupa with 120,000 persons attending his concert in Congo. This guy is one of the biggest music artists in Africa. Sold out a recent arena, over 40,000 capacity arena in Paris, and did about 12,500 in the UK. And a lot of people can really commend this guy to an extent. That is what I can really see. It's not easy to shut down arenas outside the continent of Africa and in the continent of Africa. Number 1, we have Foregola. This guy is a Congolese artist, did 150,000 persons attended his concert. That is a big number and we got to celebrate this guy. Congolese should displace the likes of Ghana from the chain. That is something I kind of understand based on their performance musically. What is your own take about that? And put that in the comment section. I wanted to come out with Davido at the O2 Arena to perform You, and his manager sent me 31st of January. That is coming in from Skepta, and he said he would have chopped breakfast if he had attended that event this morning. And a lot of people are really interested in that big story, and this is a miscommunication between the manager of Davido and Skepta. That is something we understand from this whole thing. Rema and Charlie Poppy were seen in studio and the video is making around according to what is being posted by Charlie Poppy. I think we should expect a banging banger from these guys because they are about the hottest young artists right now in the country and they got a lot coming their way. Their fans are eager to see these two persons work together. They are both from Edo State and they are repping Nigeria so hard. What is your own take about this? I want you to put that in the comment section. Before I jump off, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos. Ghanaian artist Stonebwoy is not to be trusted. That is one thing a lot of artists in Nigeria needs to actually understand by the big story that is trending out on social media. Remember that his manager once came out to say there was a silent war against Ghana and being spearheaded by Nigerian gatekeepers. Do you think it's not something that we need to look into? Because right now it's being played out in Ghana and they are shooting themselves on the leg because a lot of countries, nations are boycotting Ghana already because of their singular attitude of entitlement and envy. That is something really playing out. Let me tell you about Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy Stonebwoy was seated at a club with some Ghanaian artists. There was a kind of barrage of Nigerian music being played by the DJ out there. Few Ghanaian music were played at the club. These guys came up with a particular policy that they need to push for Play Ghana policy, and that was really interesting to them. They decided to say, let us pay a courtesy visit to the government people who are really in charge, can use their platform to really drive this particular policy. But Stonebwoy took an excuse to exclude himself from that particular group, and now they decided to use one person's face, that is a black sheriff, to make a statement around that, because others were really retired artists out there, but black sheriff was still in the game, vibrant and the rest. Now Black Sheriff is getting the backlash and Stonebwoy is getting accolade. But this guy has been behind the scene pushing for this kind of agendas against Nigerian artists, and we need not trust him to an extent. I'm using this opportunity to beg Nigerian artists out there never to trust the lies of Stonebwoy, because this guy is corny to an extent, especially the lies of Davido. You should be careful around Stonebwoy. Singer Portable is about to blow right now. This guy has jumped on a song with Skepta. That song is being previewed by Skepta, and a lot of people are really giving positive responses to that particular song. Skepta is about to take Portable to places. That is one thing I kind of believe. But Portable needs to work on his attitude and his character, because it is not befitting for a celebrity who wants to go far and global at a time like this. Let's catch a glimpse of that trending out on social media. Skepta previewed his song with singer Portable. It's a loud one and interesting one. Somebody call me what out. I did on my own. Grammy Academy excluded Tems and Wizkid from the list of African singers who have won Grammy Awards. That is actually sad to a lot of their fans out there. Reactions are trailing out on social media. A lot of people are being triggered by this particular post made by Grammy Academy on their platforms. But what they are really highlighting in that list is, have you won a Grammy as a sole artist, not co-winning it in a collaboration? That is something you need to understand, because the likes of Wizkid and Tems won it with an American artist out there, that is person of Beyonce and others. But some people are saying, no, you need to win it yourself, just like Burna Boy, who won Grammy in 2021, and that is what a lot of persons are really talking about. What is your own take about that? I want you to keep that in the comment section, because some people are already objecting that we need to list the likes of Tems and Wizkid as Grammy Award winners. Don't play with God. This is coming in from Davido after highlighting most of his recent achievements. A lot of people are really excited to say, Davido, you've tried for yourself 2023 and 2024, and right now it's time for you to reap a Grammy. Davido has been nominated into 3 categories at the Grammy. Davido made his first entry into top 100 on Billboard, and a lot of people are really excited about that. I think Davido's outing in 2023 is something that we have to remember over the years, because he came back from the underground.